Hey Karenza, when do you suppose you'll get home today?
Huh? I had already completed my job for the day. I'm going to leave for home. Did something happen?
Is that? That's fantastic, it's nice that you can go so early. That will be really beneficial.
Huh? What are you on about?
So, since my parents are moving in with us this weekend, could you please help us clean up?
Wait, what? What are you on about?
I'm sorry, I guess I forgot to tell you, didn't I?
You almost forgot? I'm totally lost here. Is this some sort of joke? You're not being serious, are you? You're telling me they're going to live with us? Like, indefinitely?
That's what being present with us entails. I imply that it's not like it's a big deal, is it? After all, we do have a rather large house.
No, wait a minute. We constructed this place for both of us, did not we? We've only lived in this house for a month. Why on earth would you invite your parents to live with you? In addition to that, you didn't ever speak with me before making your decision. Why wouldn't you consult with me before doing everything so drastic?
Well, it's my folks, so I assumed there wasn't much to talk about. I didn't anticipate any difficulties.
Are you insane? Of course, there is an issue. For beginnings, you can't just make a significant decision on your own and attempt to brush it off with everything. It'll be okay, or anything. Besides that, I was never in favor of their simply living with us. In fact, just the contrary. In case you missed it, I expressly stated that I did not want your parents to live with us once we married.
So, you see, about that, remember how you were abroad on business last weekend?
Yes? What do you think?
So, my family came to stay with me while you were away, hee hee.
What? You never even requested whether that was okay with me. Not only the fact that but several of our belongings had moved by the moment I returned. Despite this, you claimed you had no clue what may have happened. So you're saying you flat out lied to me?
I wasn't kidding. I had no idea what had happened.
All I'm aware of is that my mom cleaned everything up, so everything must have ended up tidy and orderly. Don't just dump housekeeping on someone else, he doesn't live here. You are capable of doing it yourself. Honestly, I can't believe you just let your family remain without even informing me of what's going on.
Hey, I told you, so it's alright, isn't it?
What in the hell makes you think that'll suffice? Naturally, it isn't. It's far too late to start informing me about it after the fact.
In any case, they remained here for a few of nights. They were saying how much they enjoyed the house while they were here. You know, hearing it from them made me really pleased.
And what about?
So, I assured them that it was alright for them to reside here, and they were overjoyed. For one thing, their ancient residences began to show their age, and my older sister just divorced and moved in with them. Their quarters have become quite crowded in recent years. So, assuming that everything would work out well, we arranged for them to move in.
No. This is merely selfishness on both your and your family's side. What makes you believe you can make such a choice without first talking with me? Don't forget that I also reside in that house. I am entitled to a say in this. What is the point of it all?
Oh, please stop whining. Aren't I telling you about it now? What's the big deal about it? We have an open room for them to utilize, as well as everything else. That's the room we decided to use as a guest room. Don't you recall?
I'm not sure what makes you believe it's okay to be that selfish.
What's the big deal?
I shouldn't even have to describe what's wrong with it, it should be clear. Anyway, when I come home, we'll speak about it with them.
What? Why do we have to do this? That is simply inconvenient.
Oh, it's simply a bother to you? You do understand you brought this entire mess on yourself, right?
Well, there's not much I can say about it, but
You are not required to say anything. We're discussing it with them. Or, more accurately, I am going to reject the entire proposal. Any oppositions?
actually, that's correct. I can't really say no right now.
What?
If we were only a couple of minutes late, perhaps something might be done. However, my parents have already begun the process of selling their home.
Please excuse me. What are you on about?
So, I believe you'll just have to get accustomed to residing with them. You're not going to throw them out on the sidewalk, are you? And, after all, you're my wife. There's not a lot more you truly require to say, is there? You don't have the authority to do so anyhow.
Despite the fact that this is my home,
What difference does it make? You must respect your hubby. Understand your place. You're my wife, so follow my orders.
this is utterly absurd.
What's up, Carenza? Are you still certain about us moving in? Why you don't understand us?
What are you on about, Grain? I assumed that the entire plan of living together had been scrapped.
You're kidding, right? If you are, you have a fairly terrible one.
It's not a joke. Have you heard anything about it from Asher?
You don't believe you can just chuck away your husband's relatives, do you? Even for someone as frigid as you must recognize that's impossible.
What exactly does that imply?
I don't think you really get the situation here. Our house will be sold next month. We have no option but to move in with you, whether you like it or not. I believe it is best if you quit being so selfish and simply accept that we are moving in. Don't you think it would be simpler?
That, however, does not appear to be the issue here. Please speak with Asher about it.
Yes, I have, and he and our parents have already consented to live together.
Please excuse me?
Stop seeming surprised. The only thing left to determine is when we will move in. So quit being such a jerk and just take it, you self-centered jerk.
So you believe it's appropriate to use such words with me now? I'd like it if you could at least behave civilly.
What? I'm the person who's rude. You are the one that is being overly selfish here.
Huh?
You only live in your partner's house because he graciously permits you to. Don't you believe it would be better to stop talking about yourself? You must obey your husband's family as his wife.
Which era do you believe that we're in where you ought to just do everything you say?
Stop arguing and tidy up so we are unable to move into a pigsty. Goodbye.
So, what time are you planning to get home today? I would not like you to be startled when you return, however.
What surprised you? It's not like you haven't surprised me recently.
Well, given how irrational you are about having your family move in. I spoke with them, and we elected to move in nonetheless.
Are you sure?
So, what were you expecting? You're doing nothing except whining about the situation. And keep in mind that they won't have a place to reside very soon. Consider what I needed to go through in this situation, with your moaning on one end and my family losing their home on the other. I found myself between a solid object and a hard place.
That's all there is to it. I've reached the conclusion of my rope.
Oh, don't say anything like that. What are you on about?
I overheard you on the phone with your relatives. You're not very skilled at concealing stuff like that. As a result, I heard you mention the date you plan to move in. Of course, you did all of this without ever mentioning it to me, let alone getting my approval. If you had been willing to change your opinion even little, I believe we could have made something work, but you didn't. You simply tried to bulldoze over my emotions, utterly dismissing me as if I had no voice in the matter. As a result, I filed for divorce.
What exactly are you talking about? Is a divorce truly necessary?
You did have your divorce paperwork ready, didn't you? You said it clearly. You reasoned that having them ready to surrender would be beneficial in case either of us grew weary of the other. You also stated that you would not mind if they were submitted at the last minute.
Huh. Was it really me who said that?
I have our messages regarding it as proof. Do you want to see them?
No, I don't require their presence, but what do you mean, you filed for divorce?
It means just what I said. I'm sorry, is that notion too difficult for your feeble mind to grasp? We are no longer linked in any manner because we are divorced. So I'd recognize it if you and your family could all leave my house. Immediately.
What? Did you really simply decide to divorce me without even getting my permission? What in the heck are you doing?
What is it? Sorry. I'm not sure whether I heard you right. Let me try to get things straight. The gentleman who recently relocated his entire family into my home without permission from me is wondering why I would do such a thing. Am I mistaken? Accept it. We've separated. You drafted the divorce paperwork in the first place.
But wait, moving in with my family and getting divorced are two whole different things.
Oh. And how do they differ? I'm the one who got the mortgage for this property. The house is all mine and mine alone. Did you forget about that? It could have been different if you had paid so much percent for the house, but you did nothing.
Sure, I didn't pay anything for the house, but I still have to pay the bills, don't I?
Yes, you pay for the utilities, and that's all.
But doesn't that still affect things?
Oh, it alters everything, doesn't it? What about the fact that you've been seeing another lady behind my back?
Ha!
What do you mean I didn't know? I warned you. You're bad at concealing information from me. I almost always know what you're thinking before you do. You've been attempting to steal my house after I worked so hard and spent so much of my funds to get it constructed. You intended to bring your family in, chase me out, and then have your mistress move in with you. Is there anything I've forgotten?
What are you on about? No way would I try something like that. To begin with, I'm not even lying to you.
Do you honestly believe you can say that now, of all times? I understand you've been dating her for nearly 8 months.
What?
I've also been gathering proof for quite some time. You know, just in case. But I can't say I expected us to split in this manner.
What exactly do you mean by simply in case?
Of course, for when I'm demonstrating why you shouldn't receive any cash from me following the divorce. I mean, my divorce isn't going away anytime soon, so you might attempt to swindle some money out of me in this process. However, I may be able to persuade you to compensate me with the things you've done. I'll discuss it with my lawyer.
What are you talking about? Are you going to be attempting to steal my money? Stop tampering with me. I haven't even agreed to the divorce. This is simply you doing whatever you want.
What is it now? I couldn't comprehend how you could act as if you have a voice in who lives in the house I created. You made it appear to your family that you were the person who had the home developed, and you've also been cheating on me. You are the most repulsive slime of the hell I have ever encountered.
But wait, it wasn't my intention at all. Do you understand how uncomfortable it is to announce that my wife constructed the house?
Was it too difficult to confess for your macho pride? Does it bother you that your house was built by a woman? You sounded as though he expected me to be meek and obedient, not to mention do whatever you say. Are you so trapped in the past that admitting that your wife can assist you is painful? What do you think? Don't even respond to it. I don't care anymore, and the response would probably disgust me. We're no longer married. We no longer have anything in common. You also have no authority over that house and never have. So, would you mind just getting you and your family out of the house?
What? Seriously? But my family has only recently moved in. We just accomplished all of that labor, and now you want us to go?
I'm sorry, but I don't see how I'm connected to what you're complaining about. You're the one that moved in without my permission, aren't you? I'll warn you now, I haven't got much patience with your whining. Would you rather I contacted the cops and had you arrested for trespassing?
What? What are you on about? You're threatening to have us arrested. I'm not sure why you continue to say stuff like this. Please, please, please stop. I mean, it would be okay if I continued to reside here, right?
What are you on about? We've separated. Certainly not.
What about my family? Please allow them to stay for a short time. Take a look at the timetable here. Asking them to get out now would be far too harsh.
Nope. I will have no choice but to contact the police if you do not leave the house shortly.
Take a good look at what it is that you are saying. Just relax, Karenza.
Oh, I'm absolutely composed. You are the one who is concerned, not me. I have no reservations about arresting you for this. But there's nothing to be worried about if you just stop moaning and leave the home, isn't there? At the very least, the cops are no longer a threat. I'll notify your firm of the date and time of the hearing so you have no reason concerns about anything.
You're going to send anything to my office? Do not continue. Don't you think that you're going too far with this?
So, what else would I put it? I'm not sure what your next address will be, since your family has already sold their home. Do you have another address where I should mail the notice? I mean, I'm going to write them an official notice about how you were cheating on me regardless. Isn't your mistress your coworker? I suppose your firm has a policy on the subject. Don't you understand? I've done my homework.
All that you are able to do now is be sorry for what you've done. I'm already kicking myself. I apologize. But you don't recall, do you? My family recently sold their home. Given that, don't believe it's cruel to chase us out in this manner.
Oh. Do you desire me to consider their situation? You're saying to me that the guy who cheated on me and attempted to seize my home. This is where I'll say goodbye, since I would much rather not cope with your pleading any longer.
But wait.
Have fun looking for a house. This time, try hanging on to it a bit longer. It was a difficult situation to cope with my now ex-husband attempting to steal my home to keep himself and his family, but I made it through. I think the prospect of getting jailed was enough for him since there was no evidence of him, his family, or his belongings when I arrived home that day. Over the next year, I began seeing someone else, and we recently moved in together. We're even thinking about getting married. Despite the fact that I haven't been hearing any more from Asher or his family, he has never banned me on social media. As a result, I learned that he was abandoned by his mistress and that his family is trapped renting a modest 2-bedroom apartment in the slums.
My name is Ira. I am sitting in the classroom. My father, the father who had an affair and left my dear mother and 2 sisters since childhood, texted me. I was surprised.
Hi Ira, it's been a long time.
Dad? Is it really you? It's been 10 years since we last spoke.
Yes, it's me. I know it's been a long time, and I'm sorry for that.
Why are you contacting me now? After all this time?
I know I've made a mistake. I've realized that I hurt you and the rest of the family by leaving and committing adultery. I want to make things right.
I don't know what to say. I can't believe you're apologizing after all this time.
I understand that it might be hard for you to forgive me, but I want to try to make things right. I miss you and I want to have a relationship with you.
I don't know if I'm ready for that yet, but I appreciate that you're trying to make amends.
I understand. I just want you to know that I'm here and I want to be a part of your life again.
It's going to take time for me to process all of this, but I'm glad that you're acknowledging your mistake and trying to make things right.
Thank you, Ira. I'll give you space and time to think about everything, but please know that I'm here whenever you're ready.
Okay, thanks for understanding. Hey Lena, guess what? Dad texted me out of the blue and he wants to talk to me.
What? Dad? Did he really talk to you?
Yes, he did. He said he wants to make amends for his past mistakes.
I can't believe this. After all these years, he suddenly decides to reach out to you. Why now?
I don't know, maybe he realized his mistake and wants to make things right.
Don't be too naive, Ira. You know how he abandoned us and Mom. He doesn't deserve our trust or forgiveness.
I understand that, Lena. But I also feel that it's worth giving him a chance. People can change and he seems sincere in his apology.
I'm just worried that he might hurt you again. Please be careful, Ira.
He said he was sorry for what he did in the past, Lena. He wants to talk to me and make amends.
Sorry doesn't mean anything, Ira. Dad abandoned us for years and cheated on Mom. He doesn't deserve your forgiveness so easily.
I know, Lena, but people can change. Maybe he's really sorry and wants to make things right.
Don't be too naive, Ira. You can talk to him if you want, but be careful. He may have other intentions.
I understand your concern, Lena. But I think I should give him a chance to explain himself. It's been years and I need closure.
It's your decision, Ira. Just don't expect too much from him. He hurt us in the past, and it's not easy to forget that.
I know that Dad hurt us in the past, but what if he really wants to make things right now?
I understand that you want to believe that, but you have to be careful. Dad has a history of making promises and not keeping them. He abandoned us and committed adultery. It's not something that can be easily forgiven.
I know, but people can change. Maybe he's realized his mistakes and wants to make amends.
Maybe he has, but you have to be cautious. Don't get your hopes up too high, Ira. You don't want to be disappointed again.
I'll keep that in mind, Lena. But I don't want to completely shut him out either. I want to give him a chance to talk to me.
That's understandable, Ira. It's ultimately up to you. Just don't be too shocked if his intentions aren't as pure as he says they are.
Dad still keeps in touch. Dad always sends me gifts, expensive gifts. Dad always texts me to check in. Recently, however, Dad keeps saying that his health is not good.
Hi, Ira. Have you received the gift that I sent you?
Yes, Dad, I have received it, but I haven't opened it yet.
Why not? Go ahead and open it. I hope you like it.
Thank you, Dad. I appreciate the gift, but I think it's too expensive. I need to ask Mom's opinion before accepting it.
Ira, you're my daughter. As your father, it's my responsibility to take care of you. You don't have to worry about the value of the gift. Just take it and enjoy it.
Okay, Dad. I will accept it. Thank you for being so kind to me.
You're welcome, Ira. I just want to make things right and mend our relationship.
Speaking of relationships, why didn't you and Lena contact each other?
Well, Lena is still holding a grudge against me for my past mistakes. She doesn't want to forgive me, so she refused to contact me.
I see. It's sad that she's still holding on to the past. I hope she can find it in her heart to forgive you one day.
Yes, I hope so too. But for now, I'm just happy that you and I can communicate and have a good relationship. Actually, Dad's health hasn't been good lately.
Oh no, Dad. What's going on? What kind of help do you need?
Well, as you know, I have been diagnosed with blood cancer, and the doctors have recommended a bone marrow transplant. They have tested your siblings and unfortunately, they are not a match. I was hoping that you might be willing to get tested to see if you're a match for me.
OMG, Dad! Don't worry, Dad. I'll do everything I can to help you. We'll get through this together.
Ira, I know this is a lot to take in, but I need your help. I need a marrow transplant to cure my blood cancer. And you are my daughter, my flesh and blood. Will you please consider donating your marrow?
Dad, I need some time to think about this. I know it's a serious situation, but donating marrow is not a simple decision. It involves a lot of medical procedures and risks. I need to weigh the pros and cons and understand everything that's involved.
I understand, Ira. I just hope you'll seriously consider it. I'm not getting any younger, and time is of the essence, but ultimately, it's your decision, and I'll respect whatever you choose.
Dad, I know everything you go through. But give me some time to think.
Ira, I hope you can consider the relationship between father and daughter. I'm willing to do anything to make up for my mistakes, and I hope you can give me more time to make it up to you. You can start by donating bone marrow to me so I can recover from my illness.
I understand, but I need to talk to Mom about this first. She should be involved in this decision.
Ira, this is a small matter that we can handle. We don't need to involve your mother.
Dad, this is not a small matter. Donating bone marrow is a big decision and I need to consider all aspects of it.
I understand, but please think about the relationship between us. I want to spend more time with you and make things right. Donating bone marrow will give us that chance.
I need to think about it, Dad. It's not an easy decision to make.
Okay, I understand. Just remember that I love you and I want to make things right. Let's work together to heal our family.
Dad, I do appreciate the effort you have made to try and mend our relationship. But I still feel like it's important to discuss this with Mom and Lena.
Why do you need to involve them in this? We can handle this ourselves.
I understand that, but they are still a part of our family. I want to make sure that we are all on the same page and that everyone's feelings are being considered.
But do you want to repair our relationship or not? It seems like you are not willing to make an effort.
That's not true, Dad. I don't think my dad thinks like that. I want to repair our relationship, but I don't want to do it at the expense of causing more problems with Mom and Lena. They are important to me too.
I see your point, but I really think we can handle this ourselves. But Ira, you should understand how much I can do for you that your mother can't do for you. Expensive gifts, taking you to famous restaurants. This is difficult for your mother, but I can let you do what you like.
Dad, I appreciate your efforts to keep the relationship between us, but I don't think everything can be solved with money.
I understand what you're saying, Ira, and I want to show you that I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make things right between us. I know I made mistakes in the past, but I want to change and be a better father to you.
I appreciate your efforts to keep the relationship between us, but I don't think everything can be solved with money. Donating marrow is a big decision, and I need to think about it carefully.
I just want you to know that I am willing to do anything to make things right between us. And if you need financial help for anything, I am here to support you.
Dad, but I don't want to feel like I owe you anything. And I don't want to make a decision about donating marrow just because of money.
I don't want you to feel pressured or obligated in any way. I just hope you can see that I am trying to make things right and that I want to be a part of your life.
I know you are, Dad.
Just know that I am here for you, Ira, no matter what, and I hope we can work things out and have a better relationship in the future.
Marrow donation is a serious medical procedure, and I need to think about it carefully. Plus, I can't just leave my mom and sister here in this house.
I understand your concerns, Ira, But think about it, if you come to America to study, you can have a better life. And with the money I can provide, we can get a better house for the family. It's a win-win situation.
Dad, I know you want the best for me, but I can't just leave my family behind. And I can't make such a big decision just based on money. And regarding the marrow donation, I need to talk to my doctor and make sure it's safe for me to do so.
I understand, Ira. But please keep in mind that I'm doing all of this because I want to mend our family's relationship. I hope you can help me in this regard.
I know, Dad. And I appreciate your efforts. But let's not make any hasty decisions. Let's talk to Mom and Lena, and we'll figure something out together.
Okay, Ira.
I've been thinking a lot, and texting my mom to ask for advice is the right thing to do during this time. Hi, Mom. I wanted to talk to you about something.
Sure, what is it, Ira?
Dad has been trying to contact me for a while now. I was so worried maybe this made you feel angry or not. Because Dad made Mom sad a lot, right?
Yes, I knew about that. I didn't stop you from talking to him. Because I thought it was time to let go of the past and give your father a chance to make things right.
I understand that, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to forgive him just yet.
Actually, I think you're grown up and need privacy, and it's sooner or later that you contact your father, so I can't say more about this. That's okay, Ira. You don't have to forgive him right away. But if you're having trouble, you can always talk to me about it.
Thanks, Mom. I just wanted to make sure you knew what was going on. Actually, I need to talk to you about Dad.
What's going on with your dad?
Well, he's been in contact with me lately, and he mentioned that his health hasn't been good.
Oh, really? Why does he tell you about his health?
I'm not sure, Mom. Maybe he wanted to tell me directly.
Well, I think you should ask about your own health too. Don't forget to take care of yourself.
Yeah, I will. But, Mom, do you think we should reach out to Dad and offer our support?
Ira, I know you want to help, but you have to remember that he left us a long time ago. It's not our responsibility to take care of him now.
I understand that, but he's still my father, and I don't want to regret not reaching out to him if something happens.
I can see where you're coming from, but you have to be careful. You don't want to get hurt again, right?
I know, Mom. But I want to try and mend things with him, even if it's just a little bit.
All right, Ira. You should make it clear to me so you don't have to go around.
Mom, I know that Dad has been absent for a long time, but he's sick now and he needs my help. He has blood cancer and he needs a marrow donor to survive.
I understand that, Ira, but your father abandoned us for so many years. He made his choice to leave us, and now he expects you to be there for him. It's not fair.
I know it's not fair, but he's still my father. And if there's a way I can help him, I want to do it.
So what does Dad want from his family?
Dad has been in contact with me and he told me he has blood cancer. He needs a marrow donor to prolong his life, and he asked me to donate.
Ira, I understand that this is a difficult situation for you. But your dad abandoned us for so long, and now he expects you to donate marrow for him? That's not fair. You should not feel obligated to do this for him.
I know, Mom. But he's my father, and I don't want him to suffer. Plus, if I donate marrow to him, I might be able to save his life.
Ira, your dad may be your father, but he hasn't acted like one for so long. You shouldn't feel guilty for not wanting to help him. It's not your responsibility to fix his mistakes.
But what if he really needs it, Mom? What if he dies without it?
I understand your concerns, Ira. But you have to remember that your dad made his choices. You shouldn't feel responsible for the consequences of his actions. Your health and well-being should come first.
I know, Mom. It's just hard to see him suffering like this.
I understand, Ira. It's not an easy situation, but you have to make the decision that's best for you. Whatever you choose, know that I support you and will be here for you.
I get your point, Mom.
Ira, please don't be sad. You have nothing to feel guilty about. Your father has been absent for so long, and it's not fair for him to come back into your life now, only when he needs something from you.
I just feel like I should do something. He's still my dad, and I don't want him to suffer.
I understand that, but you have to consider your own well-being too. Donating marrow is a serious medical procedure, and it's not something to be taken lightly. And besides, you have no obligation to help someone who hasn't been there for you when you needed him the most.
I comprehend your perspective, Mom, but I can't help feeling guilty. What if something happens to him?
Ira, I know this is difficult for you, but you have to remember that your father's illness is not your responsibility. You have your own life to live, and you shouldn't sacrifice your own health and well-being for someone who hasn't shown you the same kindness. Just focus on taking care of yourself and don't let your father's actions make you feel guilty or obligated to do something you don't want to do.
From the conversation with my mother. I also thought about it a lot, but my father's attitude made me sad. After I talked to my mom, Dad stopped texting me, and the gifts didn't appear. Hey Lena. I'm surprised to hear that Dad also contacted you.
Yeah, it's true that.
Why didn't you tell Mom sooner?
I didn't tell Mom because I knew he was just trying to take advantage of our blood relationship for his own benefit. I hoped he would give up, but he didn't. That's why he contacted you.
I see. I'm glad I talked to Mom about it. I don't think I would have known what to do if I hadn't talked to her.
Yeah, I'm glad you did too. Dad has a way of making us feel guilty and obligated, but we shouldn't have to sacrifice our own well-being for him.
You're right. It's just hard to say no to someone who's supposed to be your father.
I know, but we have to take care of ourselves first. Dad made his choices, and now he has to live with the consequences.
Wait, so you received messages and gifts from him too?
Yes, he wanted me to donate my marrow to him. But I didn't tell Mom because I knew he was just using our blood relationship for his own benefit.
I can't believe he did the same thing to you. Why didn't you tell me earlier?
I hoped he would give up, but I didn't expect him to contact you as well. I'm glad you talked to Mom about it though.
Lena, I can't believe Dad did this to you too. Why didn't you tell Mom?
I didn't want to upset her or cause any drama. Plus, I hoped Dad would give up and stop bothering me about it. But when he contacted you, I realized he wasn't going to give up.
I'm glad I told Mom about it. She was really angry at first, but then she told me some things I didn't know about Dad. It's clear he's just trying to take advantage of us.
Yeah, it's really messed up. But at least we have each other and Mom to support us. We don't need him in our lives if he's just going to use us.
Exactly. I'm just glad we can talk about this together and support each other through it. After a while we heard that Dad had found a new donor and did not contact us. Turns out all the things my dad did was just so we could help him get better. I have applied for a scholarship to study abroad, which is a happy thing for us right now.
Hey Jolie, how's it going?
Not too bad, thanks. But I've been having a bit of a tough time with my twin brother lately. And how about you?
I'm doing okay, but what's been going on?
Well, our parents have always made us compete with each other for their attention and affection. It's really taken a toll on our relationship.
That sounds really tough. What kind of things do they make you compete over?
It's all kinds of things. For example, if one of us gets better grades at the end of the month, we get $100. And whenever we have sports games on the same day, our parents will go to the game of the twin that they like more at the moment. And it's only when we get good grades that our parents take care of us. I'm so tired of this.
Wow, that sounds really unfair. Have you tried talking to your parents about how this is affecting you and your brother?
Yeah, We've tried talking to them about it before, but they just don't seem to listen. They're so focused on competing with each other themselves that they don't see how it's hurting us. They say that capable people have no right to be interested in them.
That's really unfortunate. Have you and your brother talked about ways to improve your relationship despite your parents' behavior?
We have, but it's hard. Sometimes it feels like we're still competing with each other, even though we don't want to be.
I can imagine. Maybe it would be helpful for you and your brother to focus on your own individual.
I know this, but it's hard because I'm not good at school, so my parents won't pay attention to what I say.
But you're their child, so can they understand you?
Usually they don't care about my efforts, they only care about the results. Last week the results weren't good, so my parents didn't care about me, they ignored me and only cared about Dai. He won a scholarship, so his words to my parents are important.
Do you ever feel like our parents are constantly comparing us to each other and to you, our bro Dai?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's not just about grades or friends, it's everything. They always have a favorite and it changes all the time.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Why don't you ask them to stop thinking nonsense just to satisfy their own satisfaction?
Ugh, it's so frustrating. Sometimes they talk about how much it hurts my feelings, and sometimes we end up arguing about it for hours. I get into arguments with Dai too. He always seems to be the golden child in their eyes, and it feels like I'm always playing catch up.
It's not fair to any of you. That's bad, Jolie. Your parents are so bad, they treat you like a slave.
I can't tell my parents about this, it's really hard because they don't listen to me.
Maybe you and your bro should try to support each other rather than tear each other down.
Thanks, Clytus.
Hey Jolie, I need a favor from you.
Sure, what kind of favor?
Well, I was wondering if you would be interested in stealing $10,000 from parents' wallet. And if you do it, I'll split the money with you.
What? Are you crazy? Why would you even suggest something like that? That money is not something you can touch.
Look, I really need the money. The allowance my parents give me is just not enough. Do you really think that little money can satisfy me? You also know that a little money, it's as small as a fingernail, can't afford me enough to buy branded goods.
Fashionable clothes! How can you afford to buy?
How can you be so stupid? The scholarship amount, of course, but it's not enough for my upcoming purchase.
But I don't think you need to use those things.
Come on, my friends use it. I can't be like you, like a country girl who doesn't know what beautiful clothes are all day.
That's no excuse to steal money from them. You can't just take advantage of your parents like that.
I know, but I'm really desperate. And I trust you, Jolie. You're my little sis.
But what you said is impossible, it's not true, Dai. I will not support you.
Okay, so don't try to ask the people stuck in the family for money to buy new things. With your small mind like a mouse can never help you get what you want.
I'm sorry, Dai. But I can't help you with something like this.
It's wrong and illegal. You should find another way to get the money you need.
You're stupid! Just admit it! Jolie! The money you have can help you buy many things. Don't you want this too? Stop staying home all day and claiming that you're fine while you're poor as dirt. Do you know what people say about you at school? It's really bothersome to me how cheap and unsophisticated you appear compared to my friends when people ask about you. If you had that kind of money, you should consider changing your dressing style, as it looks both unattractive and outdated.
You are insulting me. I never thought I would have a sibling like you. If you want to play around, fine. But trying to mock and insult me through your friends, is that really a good thing to do?
Who do you think you are, little sister? This is an order for you to do it.
I won't do it, but feel free to go tattle to Mom. Maybe she'll have some pity for you and give you $100.
What did you say? Huh? Shut your mouth. I'm your older sibling. Don't use that condescending tone with me, Jolie. Let me see who you'll go tattle to. I'm sure they'll listen to you. You don't have to try so hard because your pitiful achievements are just an embarrassment to this household. Nobody pays much attention to your efforts anyway.
No matter what you say, I won't help you with this foolishness. You think you're my older sibling and can order me around to do senseless things just because it serves your personal agenda? Think again! That's utterly ridiculous. I know everything you've hidden in the room, Di. You've been hiding cigarettes in the room, and I've stayed silent for a long time.
What? Are you threatening me, right? Fine then, so you'll help me with this, won't you? We'll split the money, considering that both you and I benefit from this trip.
No. I'm not going to help you with this. I don't want to get involved in this anymore, so please leave me alone. If you keep bothering me about this, I will tell our parents how you hide cigarettes.
Oh, I'm so scared now. Fine then. Whatever you want. But I have no idea what happened to you, Jolie.
It's up to you, Di. Di, did you do something sneaky behind my back?
What are you talking about? Please don't ask meaningless questions. I didn't do anything.
Do you believe that your words are disgusting? Di, I can't trust you. Mom found $10,000 in my room and she thinks I took it. Do you have any idea how that could have ended up there?
Huh? What are you talking about? I didn't take any money from Mom. Why would I do that?
Oh, come on, Di. You're the only other person who had access to my room besides me. I'm sure you know something about this.
I really don't. I swear. Why would I risk stealing money from our own mother? That's crazy.
Well, if you didn't take the money, then how did it end up in my room? Mom is furious with me and she thinks I'm lying to her. This is all your fault!
My fault? How can you say that? I didn't do anything wrong. Maybe someone else put the money in your room without us knowing.
Yeah, right. Like who? It doesn't make sense. You're just trying to cover your tracks.
No, Jolie, I'm not. I'm telling you the truth. I don't know anything about the missing money. Maybe we should talk to Mom together and try to figure out what happened. LOL.
Ugh, fine. But if you're lying to me, you better watch out. I won't let you get away with this.
Is that so, Jolie? Didn't I already tell you? Go tell your mom. She'll probably understand and be sympathetic towards you. Wow. When you don't have anyone's support, it's quite depressing. It's a tragic tale. LOL.
Di, stop laugh! Did you take Mom's keys? Maybe use them to get into my room and leave the money there.
Well, Jolie, don't doubt without basis. Why would I do that? And even if I did have the keys, I wouldn't put money in your room without telling you. That's ridiculous.
But Mom's key is missing. How else could someone have gotten into my room?
It doesn't have to be me.
You're just trying to deny everything. I can't believe you would do this to me. This is so frustrating. I trusted you as my twin brother, but now I don't even know if I can trust you.
Hey! Stop it!
I can't believe our parents locked me up in a room and scolded me for an hour because they thought I stole this sum. Doesn't it seem unfair to treat me like that?
I didn't do anything. I'm not sure why they would accuse you of stealing.
Don't act so innocent. You have done what you must know. They think you're the good child who wouldn't steal, so they automatically assume I must be lying and trying to blame you. It's not fair. And on top of that, they called me a pervert.
Oh? Really? Well, pretty true, right?
That's what you tell me, after all this. The punishment for this story is getting our credit cards suspended for a month and not being able to use our phone for a year. Di, is this what you wanted? Isolation and bad-mouthing me to our parents is what you desire?
Why are you so stupid, Jolie? I've told you time and time again that no one in this house will listen to what you say, but you don't care. As long as you steal that money, I guarantee you'll live well, but you don't listen to me.
I cannot always listen to you doing bad things like a slave. Even if I agree to help you get that money, the truth will still reveal that I am just an accomplice.
Stop it. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Take your punishment.
I beg of you, please explain to my parents that these things are just your jokes and not real.
No, that will not happen. Enjoy it, little sister.
Die!
Hey, Jolie. I heard everything that happened with your family. I'm really sad to hear about it.
Yeah, it's been tough. Di really crossed the line and my parents just don't seem to get me.
If your phone was taken away, what would you use to communicate with everyone?
Luckily, I still have my laptop. My parents left it for me to study.
I can understand why you're frustrated. It's not fair that your brother treated you that way and your parents aren't listening to your ideas.
It's like they don't even care about what I have to say. I feel so trapped here.
I know it's hard, but have you considered moving to the dormitory? You won't have to deal with toxic things from your family and you'll have more freedom to pursue your goals.
I have thought about it, but I'm not ready yet. I haven't received a scholarship. And I can't afford to pay rent on my own.
Well, I might be able to help with that. I have an empty room in my family's house, and you can stay there until you win a scholarship. That way, you won't have to live with your toxic family and you can focus on your studies.
That's really kind of you, Clytus. But are you sure your family won't mind?
My family is very welcoming and they would be happy to have you. Plus, this way you can save up some money until you're able to move into the dormitory.
Thank you so much, Clytus. This means a lot to me. I'll definitely consider it.
Of course, Jolie. Just let me know if you need anything. We're friends and I want to support you in any way I can.
After a month, I was able to secure a scholarship with the help of Clytus and moved into the dormitory. Despite their change in attitude towards me, I still feel hurt by what happened because of my parents' behavior and my twin brother Di's childish actions. What should I do to let them know that their actions have caused me pain? Maybe they will change if I speak up.
Mom, I just want to say thank you because of everything you did yesterday. It's a very good chance because I could meet all our relatives after a long time and it really helped me feel whole again being around them.
Haha, you don't have to say that with me, 'cause I just done what my baby son begged me. And I know you are the one told me to do it.
Mom, please let Mark know that I am grateful as well.
Yes, of course you have to say that to him, 'cause you told him that I had to invite you here in the first place. He is wondering why I invited all my other sons' wives except you. My baby boy is so tolerant and kind to ask me if I had forgotten to let you know to come. Actually, you know that I really didn't want to invite you over to our house, but it seems that I had no other choice but to be a little forgiving to you.
Yes, after all, despite the truly reason is, thank you for inviting me anyway. Even if it was a very hard choice for you. But I have lived in this house and been your daughter-in-law FPR a long time. I am still wonder why you treated me like that. Is there something I don't have that the rest of other wives have?
Haha, I am so surprised when you asked me that question, 'cause you didn't have the right to do that. But I will answer you because I don't want to see some ridiculous and funny story here. You know, I have three handsome and fantastic sons, and 2 out of the 3 have really excellent wives that they brought into my family. They all wear really expensive brand of clothes and have graduated famous universities. Also, their family is very rich that they can give them an apartment before they got married. But, look at you, see what you have? Nothing. I even have to buy a house for you and my son.
Mom, why can you decide to hate or love someone rely on their price of clothes? I just have never been the one who put all my money into what I wear. I guess the house my dad gave me is pretty simple compared to other house, but it has the good location that we can sell some agricultural products. and our business run excellent. Why don't you accept that?
What's even worse, agriculture. This is 4.0 era, you know. Why can you sell that? It can be compared to the job of my two great daughter-in-law. The lawyer and a doctor. You just a seller and you even haven't graduated. I know that your dad is a farmer. I'm sure he doesn't have a sense of culture or make enough money to be considered worthwhile in our world. I guess that he even doesn't know how to use a phone. That's funny to say to you.
Mom, why can you say that? It's true that my dad is farmer, but he is really a fantastic man. You can't talk about my dad with that unrespect words. My father works from the early morning to the late night, and he did that to help me and all of my sister were able to go to college. Even now, he is still working hard to make sure that my mom gets to go on all those dream vacations she's been wanting. I am not burst or flex anything, but it's the truth. I am so sad if you say those words about my dad. I know that you can evaluate by your opinion, but my father is a farmer. That job is not really bad at all. You shouldn't view a job in that way. I respect you, so please show me that you done that with my father either. My dad have a dream to manufacture agricultural products for the hunger. That's beautiful dream and he did it. He's a hero in my mind. He love trees, love the natural and love helping other. So he done that job.
So you think you can call yourself a good wife like the rest of them because your dad is a good man? Haha, sweetie, please don't think that anymore. You crack me up. You lack all of the good qualities that the RST of my family has. You know that we are all teacher, doctor, or police, lawyer, which is a very precious job. Not like you and your family. That's because why I don't like you when my son taking you to our home at the first meeting. You have the look or poor people, and you even don't have any luxury clothes. You were like a 90 years old people. What's unashamed?
Are you saying all of this because of something rude that I said to you before? Mom, I tried my best to kind to you and look up to you like my parents. Why you still treated me like this?
That has nothing to do with this. We're talking about your lack of wealth.
But Mom, why can you just look at a person by their money and social standard?
I can smell your lack of money from a mile away, and it's atrocious. I could smell you even if you use some luxury perfume or wear something expensive. You still look like a poor people. I can't understand why my son can love you and begged for accepting you. Although I agreed for two of you to marry, but it's not mean that I accept you and treat you like other. You have such boring history with your family that makes nasty smell impossible to get rid of.
I'm still not seeing the problem with what my family is like though.
Then let me spell it out to you, idiot. You are an embarrassment to my family. The way you smell, the way you dress indicate the fact that you didn't come from wealth. And the job you do is not contained in this family tradition. We need a wife who has knowledge. I don't know why my son choose you. All of his sons have great wives, so what made him think that the rock like you was a gem? So confused.
I chose Mark because he is kind and have good quality. He is a down-to-earth type of person. He even told me he dreams about the normal life with the peaceful in the paddy field and some castle. He couldn't stand all the snobby people you'd hang out with, and he didn't want to live with that for the rest of his life. He too tired to always care about money and social standard. And I am the one who can heal him and help him feel better and chill. But I'm not saying that the others are worse off. All the other wives in this family are amazing to be around as well, but everyone is really kind, and they all were nice enough to get close to me. Even with me, I am just a normal girl. I think the reason is we have the same moral standard. Also, all of Mark's brothers fell really far from the tress as they don't come at me with all of these negative comments.
So confused. You blame all to me. Haha, now I know your real face. Making accusations like that will start a lot of unneeded drama, you know. And then things will really have to get personal between the two of us.
Mom, but you're the only one that's heckling me over things like money and looks. Honestly, I don't mind getting berated by those complain from you, but you've even started roping my daughter into it. I can't see it anymore, and today I decide to tell with you. You treat all the grandkid in this family with respect, so why does my daughter have to be the one that is harassed by you? What did she ever do to you? It's not equal. On Tet holiday, you giving all other grandkid lucky money with the money inside is about $10, but you giving my kid only $1? And when she knew that, she asked me why hers is different from other sibling. She asked me if you hate her so you don't want to behave well with her. I'm so sad and feel sorry for the hurt she has gone through when she's still a kid.
I do that because she looks exactly like you. I have no reason to love and take care of her because all of my other granddaughters is great. And I don't have reason to think of her because she reminds me of the trash person that given birth to her, haha.
Please, don't single her out like that. Do you not realize that a lot of people of the family notices that you're harassing her by treating her worse than the other's kid? How ruthless you are with her. Anytime she is having fun, it's ruined by how you treat her. I'm really tired of seeing this bad things happen to her and I'd like to stop it.
What make you think you can talk to me like that? I am right to say about you. The unknowledgeable who has low social standard. You're too poor for me to stay here and have a conversation with me.
But I have to protect myself and also my daughter. If I see you messing with her again, I'm going to start getting the men involved. Mom, please show me that you're kind and let me respect you.
So what will they be able to do against the queen of this family? They are all my baby son, so they would never lay a finger on me. Of course they would never give you a hand and protect a person like you. But as for you, I'm sure I could get them to turn on you. All I'd have to say is that their mother needs help and they'd be on you like dogs, lol. If you and your daughter were never around though, my family could have the peace we deserve. So please get out of my sight, the two of you. How hard you tried will never change your person. You can't look elegant. I distaste the two of you.
Mom, I just want to solve our problem. I'm not doing this as a way of making an enemy of you. I am doing this because I want us all to become one big happy family. Please don't think that I am starting a fight with you. Because that's not at all what I want from this. I just want you to know to respect me and also love my daughter for what she deserves.
Haha, why the conversation with you is so funny. You think you can change the way I think of you by acting as thought you both could really become a true member of this family? There will never be a day that I see you as my family, and the sooner you start to realize that, the sooner the rest of us can enjoy life.
Mom, are you okay with taking care of all those 4 children? The trip to Texas is quite long and far that I want to help you something to prepare the food or clothes for the kid. The kid's running around. Do you really think you can deal with them by yourself?
What? I am sure that you're just jealous of the fact that you weren't invited and won't be able to see what a real amusement park look like. Anyway, I'm already retired, so I have the time to take all of my grandchildren to that park. And also, I heard that you decide to drive a car. Are you sure? I don't nest to hear any more from you. I have all the experience I needed. The only kid I'm worried about is the one that was born into a poor mother's family. It'd be much better if she were just to run off, but lol.
You don't need to worry about her. She is very good with staying calm and not straying from the adults. I couldn't have sworn she looked and acted just as poor person like you. I am so thankful that you are willing to take my daughter with you, but please do outdo yourself here.
I don't need you worrying about me. I'm more worried having to think that some loser like you is thinking about me, lol. I want to use this trip as a good way of letting all the kids make great memories with their loving grandma.
Yes, like I said, I'm really thankful of what you did.
Hearing that some worthless wife is thankful for me is almost the same as not hearing anyone say thank you in the first place. If you want to thank me, you should become a better daughter-in-law for me. Oh, Jessie, I'm hooped. But luckily, I was able to make all sorts of great memories.
Thank you again, Mom. I'm glad you made it out okay. So when will you bring my daughter to my home? Or did I need to go there and pick her up?
Oh my God! I think I forgot her at the park.
What? Why you take all the other daughter to home safe but not my daughter? Where is she now? Oh, she's here. She's walking to my home. She came back sighing that she had a ton of fun at the theme park.
What? How can it happen? But I make sure that I leave her before we left.
Make sure to?
Oops, I meant I forgot her there.
Mom, tell me the truth. Why you trying to leave her there?
I just have mistyped something.
Before you left, did you make sure to get head count of all the kids?
No, they got in the car by themselves.
Since you said you made sure to leave someone there, and it turned out to be my daughter. I have to get to the bottom of this.
What I just said was a huge mistake, that's all.
What'll happen if they get kidnapped or caught up in some accidents? I just received a reply from the oldest son's wife. She said that her son hasn't come home yet.
What? Maybe I lost her in the way she back home.
Now, she is getting her husband to come home and they are all going to start searching the neighborhood for her.
I'll head over to her house as well.
I'm going to let all of the others members in this family know about this as well.
It started to dark. How has everything been coming along? Were they able to find my lost grandkid?
All of the men came back to the park and start researching. Mom, today, my daughter and the lost kid have wearing the same clothes. You pretend to left my daughter, but you have made this mistaken, right?
I never meant to let anyone become a lost child. I'm sure that someone will find her. And then take her to the police center. Don't be worried.
Well, just a bit ago, the staff was asking people around the park if they've seen a lost boy. And one of the taxi drivers outside the park said they saw someone just like him. Everyone is worried that she may have been kidnapped. When the older brother family heard that, they both fell to the floor crying and yelling.
I will go there to see them.
If you came right now, I have no clue what they will do after hearing about how you left her son behind on purpose.
I know that, so I want to take the blame and start helping in the search.
What would you think will happen if you left a kid behind? Why you can do that with your grandkid?
I want to do that with your daughter, because you're too rude to me. I thought this could be my chance to make you feel a little pain after all the complaining you did to me.
Mom, I can stand why you did that. If it end up that you laughed my daughter there, things would only get a lot worse between us.
Everything about this is just hideous.
Mom, with the way you've been acting, it doesn't seem you got the best education back in your day.
I was a foster child, you know.
So your parents taught you to discriminate your grandkid to make their mom hurted.
Shut the hell up.
I truly want to get close to you before cause I thought that you have some reason of hating me. But after I knew all the truth, I can stand anymore. I will told my husband and also the whole family about what you've done. All the family members decided to stay far from you from now on. My husband and other tends to do it too.
Why? Don't treat me. Are they seriously to cut ties with me?
To be honest, most of us won't even let you see our kids again. And that's not just coming from me, we all feel the same about you. Sorry, but you have to learn the lesson. When I see your effort, I can change my mind and tell it to everyone. From now on, I won't visit your home anymore. Thank you, Mom.
But.
Mom was her getting cast out from our family, and not only cast out, but everyone deleted all the contact information they had with her as well as blocked her and made sure she stayed far away from their houses. Not a single person sided with her, and everyone is saying that she got what was coming for her. My husband had gotten really close to his older brothers now. My daughter has also started to go out with her cousins more often than before. To me, this is like the dream I had always been wishing would come true, seeing my family grow strong and close.